Guys, we got to talk about crypto and we got to talk about the whole crypto market, okay? A couple days ago, I made a video saying that Bitcoin was likely going to squeeze its way on up. And that's exactly what happened. You know, we had a pump. And if we pull up the chart here, you can see that objectively speaking, we have been range bound for approximately now, give or take 100 days almost, okay? So we've been in a range for 100 days now. And although right now is not the time to be focused on swing longs, it does look bullish, and it does look like we're going to break the range. We've been in this range for so long. Honestly, I don't care which way it breaks, but when we're at the highs, I'm hoping it breaks up. When we're at the lows, I'm hoping it breaks down because I am bored of this range. But you know what's not boring? What might come up next. And I'm going to show you how to find hidden gems, okay? People always say, Geo, oh man, you missed the boat on Bitcoin, where I say it all the time. I'm not that exposed on Bitcoin. I don't really care about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is boring to me. And if I had money or I missed the boat on anything, I mean, I would be talking about altcoins. And today, we're going to be talking about how you can find hidden altcoin gems and what I think might be happening to crypto as a whole, but more importantly to altcoins, because Bitcoin is kind of boring. And personally, I don't really care about Bitcoin. All right. So we're going to jump in here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Okay, now Bitcoin dominance is kind of interesting. If we come to Market Cipher on the 8-hour time frame, you can see dominance looks like it wants to roll over. Now, Bitcoin at the same time that dominance looks like it wants to roll over, Bitcoin looks like it wants to go up. So Bitcoin looks like it wants higher and dominance looks like it wants lower on the 8-hour time frame. However, if Bitcoin goes and makes a run towards its all-time high, which once again, it's looking like it wants to do based on Market Cipher, then it is very likely, in my opinion anyways, for dominance to get one last spike up, okay? So if dominance does something like this, it will give us another spike wave on dominance, okay? And the thing about dominance is when dominance drops, especially once Bitcoin has its pump, okay? If dominance drops, then that is where the money will inevitably roll over to altcoins, where I think a majority of the opportunities are going to lie. Let's face it, Bitcoin is 71.5K right now and is still pumping. If you didn't get in at 20K, you're missing the boat, okay? I don't care if you got in at 30K, 40K, 50K, 60K. Sure, you're in profits. You're up like 10% maybe, right? There's no opportunity in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is objectively, in my opinion anyways, I guess that makes it subjective, not interesting, okay? It's not sexy. It's not fun. Altcoins. Altcoins are where we can play, and altcoins are where the fun is. So what I'm thinking right now is if Bitcoin decides to make a run to its all-time high, which it's looking like it's going to do, one of three things can happen. Either we SFP the high, which is a swing failure pattern, which is essentially a liquidity grab. Either we do that. Either we will range above the high, which is like something like this, or either we just completely break out, okay? Now, if we break out, you best believe that dominance is going to be on the rise. However, if we range, it is possible that dominance will roll over, okay? So if we come back to our dominance chart here, that's why I had drawn out this line and I had written all-time high here above this line, okay? Because what I actually expect is over the next couple weeks or so, maybe perhaps in June, we will see a new all-time high on Bitcoin. And depending on what happens at that high, whether it's an SFP or a range bound, anything except for a breakout will determine what I believe might happen next for Bitcoin dominance, okay? And like I said, once Bitcoin usually has its pump and it starts to range, that is where the funds roll over, okay? The profits from Bitcoin roll over to altcoins, where I think an altcoin season is, as they say in crypto, imminent. If I ever say that word again, I want you to come find me in Toronto and kill me, okay? All right. So if Bitcoin were to do something like this is going to be the most bullish thing on all altcoins possible. What typically happens is the profits from Bitcoin rolls over to Ethereum, which we've already started to see happen, right? I mean, obviously Ethereum's been on its absolute bender here over the past couple weeks, and then they roll onto your altcoins. But I'm going to teach you a little secret on how to find hidden gems, okay? Because at the end of the day, we could just come on the higher term time frames or the 1 hour or whatever the time frame, right? Say, okay, Dogecoin has a white dot, I'm going to long it, right? Atom has a white dot, I'm going to long it, etc. You could just do that. But how are you really going to capitalize on the gains this cycle, okay? And the answer to that is actually watching your altcoin slash BTC pairs, right? Because we've all seen a white dot, for example, with thick money flow and longed it, and it just didn't provide us the move that we wanted to see. And then we look across the other altcoin market and you see, for example, Pepe's up like 20% in a day. And you're like, damn, my chart that I longed algo looked the exact same. Why didn't algo go up 20%? And I mean, a lot of that answer is for technical analysis purposes. But if you don't know how to do technical analysis, which is completely fine, which is why we have Market Cipher, then this is how you're going to find your hidden gems, okay? This is where you're going to find the move. So you come over to your ETH BTC pair or your ADA BTC pair or your Alt BTC pair, and you essentially look for a bullish pair against Bitcoin, the same as you would for your altcoin that you are looking to long, okay? So right now, let's just be objective, okay? We are on, I think this is called optimism. I have no idea. We are on optimism on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. If you trade anchor trigger waves, which I don't really, but in this case, I would for technical analysis reasons. And that's not the point of this video. I'm not going to get into that. But we have an anchor trigger with money flow coming into the white here on optimism on the Bitcoin pair. Okay. So this looks like it's ready to go up against Bitcoin, which is essentially what altcoin seasons are, where your alts will increase against Bitcoin because Bitcoin already had its pump. Alts will relatively bleed against Bitcoin. Bitcoin has its pump, starts to range, and then the profits roll over. So optimism in this example looks like it wants more. Okay, it looks like it wants more. Again, I'm not going to get too technical with it, but you could say that we have a model 2 accumulation down here at the lows. Looks like it's ready to send it higher. So when you come to your optimism pair and you see this, you're going to say, all right, cool. So we're going to come to OPUSDT.P now. And we're going to see that, okay, look, same thing, right? Optimism looks like it wants higher, right? Based on market cipher, on the 1 minute time frame, or on the 1 hour time frame, rather. We had a flip in structure, and it looks like it wants that continuation to the upside. So because the pair looks bullish against Bitcoin, it is likely that this dot is going to give you a large move relative to some of your other coins that don't look as good next to this coin, or next to Bitcoin rather. So this is how you're going to be able to find hidden gems. And then you can add technical analysis to the mix, okay? You can say you got a lot of liquidity here that we can come up and get. You can say that, you know, we do have this large order block that we did technically mitigate, but we definitely have more order blocks up here in these zones over here. And so based on this flip of market structure, it already looks like optimism wants to come and make a run for at least this liquidity here. And so when you pair this concept across the board, especially when Bitcoin dominance is on the decline. Many people think that, you know, these like kind of spikes down are altcoin season, but guys, that's not altcoin season. This is altcoin season, okay? And this is what we are looking for us to have a really nice move with the altcoins. So when that opportunity comes into fruition, which I am hoping happens after the Bitcoin all-time high, and we hopefully start to range a little bit above the all-time high, not too high. We don't want dominance to suck out all of the money from the altcoins, okay? So if Bitcoin decides that it wants to run up and somewhere range between like 74 and 80K and just chill there while dominance drops, that would be very bullish for the altcoins. And listen, I'm going to be keeping my eye on all of the altcoins. I'm going to be practicing looking at these Bitcoin pairs, and I'm going to be bringing you the spiciest altcoins and the spiciest opportunities that I see. But I wanted to give you this tool. I wanted to give you this pro tip because there are so many altcoins here under the sun, and there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to watch all of them. So let's make a deal. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell so you don't miss my updates. And when I give you guys my updates, I need you to give me the hidden gems that you see because there are too many for me to do on my own. Guys, that's it for today's video. I don't have time to live stream, unfortunately. I am DJing a prom. Let's get it, baby. But aside from that, man, trade safe, stay safe, and more money, more life.